welcome to our latest episode of Dash Drone. Today I want to talk about how you set up the different drones and how you prepare for your flight. We're going to be using the Mavic Pro 2, the smart controller, the Mavic Mini, and this controller. The smart controller is what I have, but I mean it's pretty similar to a regular phone by a few differences, which I will explain. And the Mini 2 is basically the same as the Air 2. The difference between the Mavic Pro 2 and the Mini 2 is the app they use. Like the Mini 2 uses the DJI Fly app, the Mavic Pro 2 uses the DJI Go 4. And if you're familiar with DJI products, everything up to the Mavic Pro 2 use the DJI Go app. Only the Air 2 and the Mini are newer ones. And then you have the Enterprises, which use the DJI Pilot app, which are completely different again. So I'm using a brand new drone here just to make this more easy. So to basically give you a basic idea, this is the hub, and you have to unfold it. And what I mean by that is if you look at it, it comes like this. So the first things you will have to do is you'll have to open this. You'll then connect your propellers here, which I'm not going to do today for safety reasons. You then, I would advise you personally to check your batteries. You do that by pressing this button, and you can see where they're at. Like here, this is 75%. So if I had time, I would actually go charge it some more. But 75 is okay to fly. You get around 31 minutes on a full battery. So here you're looking at 25 minutes, but I would take extra batteries. What is you're then going to place this into the case. You're then going to take off here the cap because it can't fly with the cap. You're then going to press the power button right here on the drone, so that your drone is now ready to fly. What we then have to do is connect the drone to this controller. Now this is going to be the same on any new controller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my smart controller here. We're going to wait for it to load up so I can show you, but that's the smart controller right here. I have this black thing on which helps protect the smart controller and also helps protect it from the sun and everything like that. So I use a cover. So what you're gonna do here, as you can see, it's apparently it's already connected because I have it connected. But for future references, if you don't have it connected and you'll do this on your phone, you would do this on your phone the same way. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go into the menu here. You're gonna go to settings. You're gonna go to our aircraft management, and you're gonna add a device right here. And when you add a device right here, it's going to tell you which one you're going to choose this, and it's going to actually connect this. You're then going to open this, and where you see the black button. So now we're going to press the linking button, and you will see once we link it here, we select it. And now this button right here is going to flash red and green. This is the button you hold down when you want to link a device or you want to link something. This is the button. It will flash red and green. I'm going to show you that again, just so you can get an idea, even though it's quick here because it connected within the first 30 seconds, but that's what you need. Then you will go on a cell phone, you would actually go into the drone, into the app itself, whereby here will do it automatically for me. You won't be able to do that on a regular phone. You will have to go into the app personally from your phone. And now you see that it's ready to fly, but obviously it doesn't have an SD card. So that's basically how you set up the Mavic 2 Pro directly. Now there are a couple of things about preparation before you fly, which are always advisable, and I would always advise people to do this. It's make sure that you're in an area where you're allowed to fly. And if you're not, and this happened to me the other day, DJI does have an unlocking system. Make sure you have internet access, or make sure your cell phone works. If you don't, always make sure you have a device with you where you can actually get internet and go onto the page and do DJI unlocking. My advice after that experience is always check before where you're going to fly and look at the geo zones on the map and see if you can unlock it or not, or you're wasting your time taking your drone on there. Also, I don't really plan my flight, but a lot of people do. So that's another option you could do. I would just check the geo zones. Also, I would use apps to check the weather to see if the weather is going to change. Also, know how many batteries I need for the flight. Example, DJI Drone Deploy will tell you how many miles you want to fly, how many batteries you'll need. You can also predict one battery at full battery is 31 minutes. So if I intend to fly for 2 hours, I'm gonna need 5 full batteries at least. I would also check the weather, so I know approximately, you know, if the weather's gonna change on me or anything like that. And then finally, I would actually check the hours and the traffic to say, okay, what time am I gonna get there? What time am I gonna finish? What hours am I gonna be shooting? Because I'd never advise you to shoot between 12 or 2 due to the position of the sun. Basically, here we have the Mini 2. For those that aren't familiar with the Mini 2, it's the successor to the Mini 1. The Mini 1 was a hugely successful drone from DJI, not least because it's under 250 grams, and at least in the States and most places in Europe, anything over 250 grams you have to register. This is 249 grams, and therefore we don't have to register it. It has 4K camera at 30, has JPEG and RAW, which is quite impressive for this size of a drone, and it's very light. It uses the same controller here as the Air 2, which is a bit bigger, and a newer model between the Mini 2 and the Pro 2 would come the Air 2. So as I said, the main difference between these two drones is that this one uses an app called the DJI Fly app, and this is not connectable with the smart controller, and actually the Air 2 is compatible with the smart controller. So here, what basically I fly the Mini 2 with the tablet, which gives me an idea of how to fly it. But let me show you the basics of how you connect it. So obviously the basics is you're gonna disconnect it here. You're gonna take it off here. You're gonna go here, here. Now we're gonna check, make sure we have our batteries in there, which we do. For those that are interested, this is the size of the battery. You have your SD card here, and you have your charger or your direct connector from the drone to the computer, or whatever you want to use there. The nice thing is that this actually has USB-Cs. The Mini 1 did not. How you now gonna connect the controller? And this is the same controller that the Mavic Air 2 uses. For those that are interested, you're gonna pull this up. You're gonna push our power down here. Our sticks are here. And here's where I personally would use a computer connector because I like to fly with a tablet. You can also